Now, 3rd of July 2012, there's a bit of history. Datuk Chua Tee Yong started a series of allegations, mega expose by Datuk Chua with regards to some transactions between the Selangor State Government and Talam Corporation. He accused Selangor State Government of conducting a 1 billion ringgit bailout of Talam Corporation, who was in financial distress. And he even mentioned that because we bailed out Talam, therefore Talam shares which were suspended before then were then lifted from suspension. Now, history, as in the historical records on Bursa Malaysia, have clearly shown that these are all complete lies, fiction, and false allegations. Talam shares was never suspended. That's number one. Number two, Talam was in financial distress. There's no question about that. But they regularized their accounts, okay, well before any transaction was done with the Selangor State Government, which means that they were lifted out of the PN Practice Note 17 status on Bursa Malaysia. It's a specific status for companies in financial distress. They were lifted out of PN 17 by Bursa Malaysia, by Securities Commission, well before any transactions were conducted with the state government. That was in 2009. Now, the settlement agreement between the state government and Talam Corporation was signed on March 2010. Okay, so those things were proven lies. Okay, now after that, he continued his series of exposés, going to mountains, going to hills, going to lakes, to prove that Selangor conducted improper transactions with Talam Corporation. Now, Selangor government has a very simple policy. We are transparent, we are open to prove that we are competent. And the only way to do that, instead of just us singing out loud from the top of the hills, we call in independent international auditors to conduct the audit. And after a month or so, the audit report has been completed and the summary has been released yesterday in the presence of the auditors. So we are not twisting the words of the auditors. The auditors were present with the Menteri Besar when this summary was released. Now, the full report will be tabled in the Selangor State Assembly in November. So it must go through the Selangor State Assembly. Then subsequently, it will be publicly available. So don't have to worry. The Selangor State Government has no intent of hiding the full report as insinuated by some parties already. Okay? The conclusions are very obvious. Okay? They have said that the Selangor State Government, essentially, the entire exercise is a debt recovery settlement agreement. What Datuk Chua Tee Yong and his merry men has been accusing the state government has been doing is to purchase properties at high prices from Talam and paying Talam a lot of money. They have been repeating these accusations everywhere. Okay, this month is the Hungry Ghost Festival. Every MCA leader up on stage talking about Selangor pay money to Talam to buy their properties. Okay, no such thing. Auditors has clarified it is a very straightforward debt settlement agreement with Talam to recover 392 million owed by Talam. The debt settlement was in the form of settlement assets comprising of 9 plots of land, 2 properties, 60% shares in a subsidiary of Talam, and cash debt arrangement. Now, more importantly, the auditors concluded the settlement agreements entered into with Talam were purely a debt settlement arrangement, which means that there is only collection from Talam. Collection, take back money. If MCA don't understand, collection means take back money, not give money. Collection from Talam and no payment to Talam to purchase any properties from the latter, as repeatedly accused by Datuk Chua. Now, in fact, after reviewing all the documents on the transactions, including valuation reports, okay, they have done the review of valuation reports conducted both by the federal government. State government do not have a valuation department. Valuation department is Jabatan Perkhidmatan JPPH, Jabatan Perkhidmatan dan Penilaian Harta. Okay, that is a Ministry of Finance agency located in the state government. Okay, valuation reports by JPPH as well as private property valuers. KPMG was happy to conclude that the Selangor state government made a sound commercial decision. The auditors need not have said that. They may say that it may be above board, but whether it's commercial or not, don't know lah. The auditors concluded that they made sound commercial decision. KPMG further added, this is important, the gross consideration, which means how much we collected back. Okay, gross consideration is sufficient to recover the Talam debts with no debt waiver by Menteri Besar Incorporated. No haircut.
No haircut.
No haircut altogether. This is completely different from like our federal government and Tan Sri Tajuddin Ramli, where it's 100% haircut. No need to pay back. Okay. There can be no stronger endorsement on the decisions made by the state government under the Talam debt arrangement to prove not only that they were above board, they were also made in the interest of the state. Things can be above board. That means all the directors approve to give Tan Sri a Philip Patek watch. Patek Philippe watch. That's still above board because everyone approved. Give Tan Sri a 300,000 ringgit Patek Philippe watch. That's above board. But that is not in the interest of the state. But in this case, clearly not only were they above board, they were in the interest of the state because every cent has been collected back. Now, instead of hiding from sheer embarrassment, okay, Datuk Chua Chi Yong has decided to humiliate himself further by stating in his tweet yesterday, an audit report depends on the scope of the work. Enron and a lot of other cases show that an audit and its results are limited to the documents available, he said in his tweet. Datuk Chua is fast proving himself to be the least competent of the many incompetent MCA ministers and deputy ministers in the cabinet. After clamoring for independent reports, we provided independent reports immediately. No, BN government never do this one. We cry and cry and cry, complain and complain and complain. You do not get anything unless it becomes a big disaster. Okay, straight away they asked, straight away we provided. Okay, and now Datuk Chua is insinuating that he knows more, or he has in his possession more documents than was supplied by KPMG, supplied to KPMG in the audit. He is now clearly insinuating KPMG is not competent in its audit exercise and has taken part in audit fraud by comparing Talam audit to the mega Enron audit scandal in the United States. For those who are not aware, the Enron scandal was the one that caused the collapse of Arthur Andersen, where Arthur Andersen did not properly audit their accounts, and that triggered also the financial crisis in I think 2007, okay, in the United States. Now, Dr. Chua is shameless in making such accusations, especially since he himself claims to be a qualified Australian chartered accountant. He is part of the fraternity, and yet he can make such frivolous allegations. If he has any further evidence, okay, that he thinks that KPMG didn't do his homework, there are certain documents that they did not see, and therefore they concluded wrongly, please forward these documents, whether to MACC, to KPMG, to the state government, or to us, okay, as the official spokesperson. Okay, come for our forum or debate. You want to call it debate also can, call it forum also can, call it discussion also can. We do it in public. We hold it in Labis this weekend on the 9th of September. Okay, 9th of September, 7:30 p.m. Let him prove himself in front of his constituents. If he does not even dare to meet his constituents and tell them about his allegations, then he's not fit to be their member of parliament. As I've mentioned just now, the state government has officially appointed us, Dr. Zul, William and myself, to be the official spokespersons for the government on this issue. There's no longer basis for Dr. Chua to give the excuse. This Tony Pua, who is he? Can he speak for the government? No, why should we debate him? No, now we are officially appointed, which means that whatever we say, any one of us say on this issue, is the state government's position.